Welcome to Psycho Rift. Please consider subscribing. It's free. Thank you. Story 1. The stranger at the door unveiled the truth. I'm 34 and my husband is 32. We've been married for 6 years, and until recently, I believed we had a stable, dependable relationship. Busy lives, work obligations, family weekends. It was a routine that felt comforting, if not perfect. But all of that changed on a random Tuesday evening, when a single knock on the door turned my entire world upside down. It was around 8 p.m., and I was home alone. My husband was supposed to be working late. I figured the knock was a neighbor or someone dropping off misdelivered mail. But when I opened the door, I was taken aback. A woman stood there, pale-faced, her eyes sharp with determination. "Is Michael here?" she asked, her voice calm but tense. My heart dropped. My husband wasn't supposed to know anyone around here besides me. I told her he wasn't home and asked who she was. She looked down, then back at me, and with a pained look, she said, "I'm sorry to do this, but I'm his girlfriend." I froze. Girlfriend? My husband? Married happily, or so I thought. The woman must have noticed my shock, because she quickly pulled out her phone and showed me a photo. There was my husband, smiling, arm around her, at a restaurant I didn't recognize. Everything I knew seemed to crumble beneath me. I invited her in, trying to understand this surreal moment. Over the next half hour, she explained everything. They had been together for nearly a year. She had no idea he was married. He had told her he was single, busy with his career, and that's why he often couldn't spend the night with her. Her suspicions started only recently, as he became distant and secretive. She decided to dig deeper, and that's when she found me, his wife of 6 years. We were both victims of his deception, both reeling from the betrayal of someone we trusted. When my husband came home, he found us waiting, side by side on the couch. The look on his face said it all. He knew he was caught. No excuses, no explanation could fix this. In an instant, my life, my marriage, everything I believed in was shattered. Now, I'm left wondering what to do next. How do you confront someone who's built a life on lies? How do you move forward when everything you trusted has been torn apart? Can you rebuild? Or is it all just over? Story 2. A Facebook message exposed her secret. I'm 36, and my wife is 33. We've been together for 10 years, married for 6. Friends always said we were the perfect couple. Dependable, respectful, solid. Or at least, that's what I believed. I had no idea the life we built together was hiding a secret that would shake everything. It was a normal afternoon. I was scrolling through Facebook when a message notification popped up from someone I didn't know, a guy named Ryan. I almost ignored it, but something told me to open it. Just a few lines, but they changed everything. "Hey man, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your wife's been seeing someone else. I don't want to get involved, but you deserve to know." And there it was, screenshots attached, text between my wife and another guy. Flirty, intimate, affectionate. At first, I didn't believe it. This had to be some cruel joke. But as I kept reading, the dates and times lined up perfectly with the nights she told me she was working late or out with friends. The more I read, the more the pit in my stomach grew. When she came home that evening, I didn't confront her immediately. I was still in shock, trying to keep myself together. I asked her about her day, her work, our plans. She acted as if everything was normal, as if we were still that perfect couple. That's when I knew she had been lying to my face for months. Finally, I pulled out my phone, showed her the messages. Her face went pale, and she broke down, admitting everything. She'd been seeing someone else for almost a year, beginning with harmless flirting that spiraled into something much more. She cried, begged for forgiveness, said it was a mistake. But how do you forgive someone who shattered everything you thought was true? I'm left questioning everything. Our marriage, our future, everything we shared. Part of me wants to try and rebuild, but another part wonders if there's any way to come back from this. Can you truly forgive someone who's betrayed you so deeply? Story 3. A simple calendar event shattered my world. I'm 29, and my fiancé is 28. We've been together for 4 years and engaged for 1. Planning a wedding, choosing venues, dreaming about our future together. It felt perfect. But all of that changed with a single notification. One night, I was looking through our shared calendar to set up a meeting with our wedding planner. when something caught my eye. An event scheduled for the following week titled, "Meeting with Her Ex's Name." My heart sank. I thought it was an old event she forgot to delete or something harmless, but I couldn't ignore the nagging feeling. Why would she be meeting with her ex? And why hadn't she told me? That night, I confronted her, hoping for an innocent explanation. But as soon as I brought it up, her expression changed and I knew. She stammered, tried to come up with an excuse, but finally admitted she had been secretly meeting her ex for the past few months. They had reconnected at a friend's party, and things spiraled from there. She said it wasn't serious, that she was just confused. Confused? How could she be confused when we were planning a wedding? We were supposed to be building a life together. Yet here she was sneaking around with someone from her past. The betrayal wasn't just about the affair. It was the deception, the lies, the pretense that everything was fine. Now the wedding is on hold. I don't know if I can move past this, if I can marry someone who's capable of such deception. She says she wants to make things right, that she loves me and regrets everything. But can you rebuild after something like this? Or is it better to walk away? Story 4. An unexpected email unraveled my marriage. I'm 42 and my wife is 39. We've been married for 15 years, and during that time, I always believed we had a strong relationship. We had our ups and downs like any couple, but we were partners in every sense of the word. We built a life together, raised our kids, and made plans for the future. But all of that came crashing down with a single email. It was a Tuesday afternoon, and I was at work, going through my inbox as usual. That's when I saw the email. The subject line read, "You need to know the truth," and it was from someone I didn't recognize. I hesitated before opening it, my heart already starting to race. When I finally clicked on it, my worst fears were confirmed. Attached to the email were several photos of my wife with another man. They weren't graphic, but they were intimate. They were at a restaurant together, holding hands while walking down the street, laughing and looking like a couple. The timestamps on the photos were from just a few days ago. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. Maybe it was someone playing a cruel joke, or maybe the photos were old. But the more I looked, the more I realized that this was real. My wife was having an affair, and she had been lying to me for who knows how long. When I confronted her that night, I didn't sugarcoat it. I showed her the email, the photos, and waited for her to explain. She didn't try to deny it. Instead, she broke down and admitted that she had been seeing someone else for months. She said she didn't know how it happened, that she never meant for it to go this far, but that she couldn't stop herself. Her words felt like a knife to the heart. We had been married for 15 years. How could she do this to me? To us? I asked her why, and all she could say was that she felt unfulfilled, that she had been unhappy for a long time but didn't know how to tell me. So instead of talking to me, she went behind my back and started an affair. Now, I'm left trying to figure out where we go from here. Part of me wants to work through this, to try and save our marriage for the sake of our kids and the life we've built together. But another part of me is filled with so much anger, so much pain, that I don't know if I can ever forgive her. How do you rebuild trust after something like this? How do you move forward when the person you love has betrayed you in the worst possible way? I don't know what the future holds for us. All I know is that the life I thought I had is gone, and I'm left picking up the pieces of a marriage that may never be whole again.